Right then, so IPL throws up for the first time something that we've never seen before. Two matches at the same time. I'm talking about SRH versus MI and RCB versus DC. Not for the same venue because that'll just be stupid, but two different venues, two cracking games to complete the league phase of IPL 2021. And we have a man who's, of course, dominated our platform before, and he's here again. Brian Charles Lara, welcome on to this final league phase chat. We'll start with SRH Mumbai, but before that, how are you doing?
Not bad. Yeah, it's a weird doubleheader where games are being played at the same time, but it brings this first stage of it to an end, and it's a pretty interesting Friday because there are teams that still have that opportunity to qualify or to move into a different position. So hopefully it entertains us all.
Yeah, I mean, SRH, of course, lock horns with Emma in the first one. SRH have had a woeful time. I mean, really shambolic. I think my hair describes them best right now. But jokes apart, though, they got the job done against my team, RCB. Takeaways from that, I mean, many people talk about Umran Malik. You've been a big connoisseur of all the youngsters like Abdul Samad, Priyam Garg. Where does Umran Malik rank for you, Brian?
Amazing, and I'm not just talking about pace. I saw him come around the wicket to bowl to Patikal and got the ball to angle in and seam away, which means that he knows how to bowl. And it's all right to have raw pace. In the IPL, if you have raw pace and you're a little bit wayward, you're going to get knocked about. But he seemed to have something about him, very economical as well. Maybe just his last over cost him a bit, but I was very, very impressed. And someone to bowl with that pace. And listening to Brett Lee talk about him and sort of break down his action, Brett Lee seems to be a big fan as well. And he would know more about fast bowling, more about technique, and how this guy can grow into someone special. So I think to have someone bowling 150 plus clicks for India in the future, glad I'm not playing anymore.
Indeed. I mean, we spoke to Mark Butcher late last night in terms of the review of RCB SRH. Now, he went on to describe Rahman Malik as someone who doesn't bust a gut, and he's more rhythmical compared to all the other express fast bowlers. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, someone talk about maybe a Waka Yunus style of
Yeah.
bowling. Yeah, that nice pacey run up, going through the crease and really and truly just letting go a lot of thunderbolts. Yeah, he's in massive in frame. Doesn't seem to be very tall. Just sort of gets his pace through rhythm through the crease. A good run up, and that's good. I mean, obviously, you would start looking and breaking down to make sure that he isn't putting too much stress in any particular area. But I love his rhythm, and sometimes you just worry about why are these guys being hidden, because they come and they make an immediate impact, and you're struggling on the table like SRH is, and you're just holding this onto this guy. So for me, it's great to see him.
Absolutely. Let's quickly move on to Mumbai then, because can MI do an MI is what a lot of people have asked us on our platforms. You know what I mean, right? And the fact that they always perform some sort of hoodoo magic to get out of the situations they find themselves in. You're laughing, but I'm sure you're confident if you're in the MI camp.
Well, first of all, they're playing the last game of the preliminary round, so they would know exactly what they need to do to qualify. Um, it could be an impossible task. I mean, if the situation arises where they have to do score 150 runs in 10 overs, these things could be out of their control. But MI, you can't rule them out. The players that they have in their team, with the knowledge of what needs to be done, you can't rule them out. So I am being very careful, but they will have to pull something out of the hat today.
Right, so interesting calls there, Brian. And of course, let's see how you do in the predictions, because that's the all important things in Crickletics Man versus Machine. Now, Rohit Sharma is someone that the robot is fancying to score the highest amounts of runs. You're a fan of the man, but I'm guessing you're going elsewhere.
Yeah, I am a big fan. And obviously, looking at him playing the last game, he knew what the team needed to do, how they needed to approach it. Um, So obviously it was pretty aggressive. And I feel under the situation that the best batsman, I think the batsman who can really take and look like if he's inching to some sort of form is Sarakumar Yadav. I think he's someone coming at number 3. Mumbai setting a target or chasing will have to go pretty hard in the first 6, and I expect him to come in and pretty play a good inning. So for me, it'll be Sarakumar Yadav.
Right, bowlers next, and Crickletics is back. Bhuvneshwar Kumar to go get the job done. Now, I'm guessing Brian's going to go just Bumrah?
Well, I'm going to go with, Mumbai side of things, and I've already picked Sarakumar Yadav. I think the moment, this is the real moment. This is when true champions come true, and Bumrah has proven himself in that department many, many times. And looking at him bowl, he seems to be very focused on getting back into the thick of things. There are a lot of other Indian bowlers that are stealing their limelight. Harshal Patel is one. I think Bumrah wants to get back into that number 1 position. He is in all our hearts and minds, but in terms of the numbers, I believe that he'd want to do so. So I think something special is going to come from him.
Indeed. Special from his team too, you reckon? How do you think this game is going to ebb and flow? Will it be a close contest, or do you think Mumbai will just run away comprehensively?
Well, you know what, right? SRH showed against RCB that they can't be taken lightly. CSK did that to a few teams last year. So I believe that there will be some punch in their effort. I think that victory against RCB is going to give them something to think about. It's their last game of the tournament. And there are a few players that would want to impress, young Indian players, even international players. So I believe it's not going to be an easy match for Mumbai Indians. But taking in consideration what Mumbai Indians have to do to qualify, I think it's going to be tough on SRH as well. I'll left to be seen. I just like entertaining cricket. Even if it's a game that's won with a wide margin by one team, it can still be very entertaining.
Okay, let's see how it really plays out there. Fan questions for the goodie bags right now. Who will hit the most 4s in this one? Let us know in the comments below. Brian picked Surya Kumar to be his batter. Crickletics has gone for Rohit Sharma, but there's plenty of other batsmen who can smoke it to the boundary. So let us know who will score the most 4s in that one. But we'll catch you in the next match, which is, of course, RCB DC as we preview it with Brian. Stay tuned. You don't want to go anywhere.